Decided to have a lavish while you and your family are about to go homeless. And it doesn't seem like he cares all that much about you going homeless. Let's talk about it. What is going on, everybody? Thank you all so much for tuning into this live stream segment of Mikasa Sukasa. And of course, as always, I'm your humble host, Niko House. But thank you all for being here. And today we're going to be talking about Obama and his straight up hypocrisy, but not only the hypocrisy of Barack Obama himself, but everybody at the party, the media, and how they covered it. Even, of course, once again, Dr. Fauci making his guest star appearance in Damascus. But before we do that, I want everybody to let me know your opinion in the comment section below. Do you believe that Obama had the freedom to do this and that we should just be okay with it and that it's his body, his choice? Or do you believe that he should be held to the standard that he and all his colleagues that attended the party have been holding us to? I'm genuinely curious about your opinion, so go ahead and comment that. So I don't know if you all know this, but Barack Obama just had his, I believe, 60th birthday bash in Martha's Vineyard. But this wasn't a normal birthday bash. This was a birthday bash of Kim Kardashian proportions. This birthday bash went on for 3 days. And in fact, he was warned that maybe he shouldn't have a birthday party that big. So whereas before he had his political colleagues and his celebrity friends and family, they were both going to go. Then they were like, hey, man, you should scale it back at least a little bit. And then he was like, all right, all my political friends that got me to where I'm at, y'all got to go. He said, we're not doing that. We can't have y'all here, man. They said we got to scale back. And I'm going to be hanging around a bunch of political nerds all day. You know, I'm Obama, bro. You know, I was a celebrity when y'all chose me. Whew, textbook narcissist. Now, there's only really one way or really two ways I can describe this event, this birthday bash that Obama threw, which is hypocritical and tone deaf. I don't know if you all know this, but Barack Obama actually came into office in the middle of a recession, right? Some people even try to credit him with the end of the recession, but I've always actually held the belief that the recession never ended. Because if you look at the people who were bankrupt, they never got their homes back. Wages remain stagnant, right? You know, the banks got bailed out. It looked like the auto industry was getting bailed out, but it seemed like only the the corporate masters of the auto industry got bailed out, not the actual people. If you recall, that's really what what Occupy Wall Street was about, which is, for some reason, there's always enough money to bail out the people who tell us capitalism is about a free market and that we should let the people who are failing continue to fail if they can't, pull themselves up by their bootstrap. And yet he never had any money to bail out people, the actual working class that make the economy go around. So Barack Obama has been tone deaf for quite some time, but this kind of takes the cake because as he is celebrating, ladies and gentlemen, policies that he has advocated for, right or wrong, has led to, let's say, about 28 million people about to be homeless. Now, according to Emily Binford, chair of the American Bar Association's Task Force Committee on Eviction and co-creator of the COVID-19 Housing Policy Scorecard with the Eviction Lab at Princeton University, she said, we have never seen this extent of eviction in such a truncated amount of time in our history. She said, we can expect this to increase dramatically in the coming weeks and months, especially as the limited support and intervention measures that are in place start to expire. What she is saying, without making it political, is that there are some people who have the power to change this. And for some reason, at that point, they have been choosing not to. 28 million people are set to be homeless once the moratorium expires completely. Because, the moratorium was extended, but Not really. It was targeted extensions. It also has to be remembered. These are the evictions we're talking about. This isn't the mortgage defaults. 28 people are said to be homeless. 10 million people lost their homes in the 2008 Great Recession. Now do some math for me here, people. I'm not a math scientist. Y'all know that. But that's almost triple, right? It's almost triple. Now, if I remember correctly, it is Barack Obama's good friend, Joseph R. Biden, in the presidency. In the same week, Joe Biden refused to cancel rent debt and cancel mortgage debt. That, once again, this isn't debt that these people accrued by themselves. This is debt that was forced upon them because policies were passed that was allegedly in an effort to prevent people from spreading COVID. Corporations were once again bailed out. The people have been left to suffer. And Obama has a direct line of Joe Biden's. Let's not be like naive. But instead of calling Joe Biden, that man called up John Legend. He called up Alicia Keys. He called up Questlove. Called up Erykah Badu. That's who he called. Oh, and he also got some of his colleagues to call up some people so that y'all can donate the money you don't have to build, his little pet project in Chicago. What makes it worse is it's the hypocrisy of it all. Now, Obama forced his staff to wear masks. Now, this would obviously go against what we were told about masks, what we have been told about masks. Regardless of whether or not you accept it to be true, we're speaking in the context of Obama. What we were told about masks is that they're to save other people's lives. Now, there is an assumption here for some reason that all of these people have been vaccinated. However, we also know that it doesn't necessarily stop the spread. Now, if these masks aren't necessarily protecting the people, because that's what we're told, they're protecting somebody else. It seems to have to be a two-way thing, right? Because we just said we know for a fact vaccines don't stop spreading. They don't stop spreading. This is just a scientific fact that even the CDC acknowledges. Oh man, hold up real quick, because there's something we have to address here, right? Because what did Obama say? Matter of fact, since we got the people who are attending to his party wearing masks, what did Obama say? Let's see what Obama had to say about this whole, CDC guideline thing. Obama said, protect yourself and your community from coronavirus with common sense precaution. Well, wash your hands, stay home when sick, and listen to the Center for Disease and Control and Prevention, and locate local authorities. He tweeted out on Wednesday. Oh, interesting. Okay. So what did the CDC say? What rules did they put out there? What guidelines did they lay out in front of us that Barack Obama is asking us to follow because he believes in the CDC? Okay. What did they say? So on July 29th, oh man, not even 2 weeks ago, the CDC on Tuesday said that that fully vaccinated individuals should go back to wearing masks in indoor public spaces across most of the U.S., including Nevada, California, and Illinois. So Barack Obama said we should be practicing common sense precautions and listening to the CDC guidelines. But Obama don't give a fuck about the guidelines, clearly. He doesn't care about the guidelines. He made the people waiting on him follow the guidelines, but didn't care to ask anyone to follow them himself. Once again, coming off hypocritical and tone deaf. ultimately, what you have to acknowledge about this whole thing is that regardless of how you feel about the CDC, because we all have our own feelings about the CDC. I'm not sure even the CDC staff like the CDC at this point. Regardless of how you feel about vaccines, regardless of how you feel about vaccinations, Obama, the man worth what, 150, almost $200 million now, tried to tell everyone to follow the rules he had no intention to follow, the same rules that are affecting your livelihoods. So you can't go party for 3 days with the wealthiest people in Hollywood like he can. And he had no problem saying, them rules for y'all. Them ain't for me. Those are y'all rules. Now, we can't skip the hypocrisy of the media covering this, right? Because Vanity Fair was just celebrating. It says it's the bash of the year. It's the birthday bash event of the year. That's what they said. Now, there was another group that decided they wanted to hold their own little bash. It was a motorcycle group out of South Dakota. So on Sunday, during the Obama birthday bash, Dr. Fauci made sure to just rub it in our faces by going on Meet the Press and trying to warn of a motorcycle rally in South Dakota that might be a super spreader event. Dr. Fauci, however, did not make any mention of Barack Obama's birthday party. When once again, we know, ladies and gentlemen, getting the vaccine does not prevent from infection or spreading. They've made it very clear. The goal isn't to kill the virus. The goal is to make sure you don't end up in a hospital. You mitigate it. You mitigate the symptoms and make sure people don't die. Okay, that's cool. So in other words, this is by definition, their definition, still considered to be a super spreader event. And yet this was a party that was covered by everybody in the entertainment industry and even, some of the mainstream media on the political side. But no one called it a super spreader event. Interesting how that works, huh? So whenever you or I gather, whenever the Milwaukee fans and win a championship and they gather, whenever these motorcycle people, when they gather in South Dakota, outside, by the way, which is like the safest place you could be based on the science, whenever everybody else gathers, it's a super spreader event. But when we gather, whenever they gather, whenever Obama and his little crew gathers, it's the birthday bash of the year, and we should all be celebrating it. I'm confused. So these are the individuals like Dr. Fauci and Barack Obama and all these guys, like these are the ones we should be listening to for anything at this point. These are the authorities. Dr. Fauci doesn't know which way is left, which way up, down, left, right. He don't know I don't know why they keep bringing him on the news at this point. Like he's discredited himself not only amongst like people who don't support his narrative anyway, but even amongst the people who used to support his narrative. I literally would not consider Dr. Fauci to be an expert at anything, considering he's conducted trials that literally led to people dying. And everybody tries to pretend like that didn't happen. It did. It did. Once again, it happened to Black people, so a lot of people didn't care. This is where I always go back to. When we read these articles, when we have these conversations, when everybody's trying to tell you what to do and what not to do with your life, I will ask for you to always ask the question. You're telling me what I should and should not be doing, but you are not actually when you lie by omission, because that's what effectively they're doing by leaving out the fact that there are already readily available solutions that if you can't, because I know there's some people who literally couldn't take the vaccine even if they wanted to, for allergy reasons, or you may be vulnerable, right? You may be a vulnerable group. that taking the mRNA vaccine could have adverse reactions in you because of your age or your unstable health. Like, there's solutions still. There's ivermectin, it's still a thing. Hydroxychloroquine and zinc is still a thing. They're even right now working on a solution that I believe it was cholesterol. It's like a cholesterol medication that they are figuring out actually does well in treating the virus. And I'm glad, because in the article, they didn't want to name it anything because they know the moment that they name it, it's going to get smeared. So they're just like, yeah, man, it's just some cholesterol medication, but don't even worry about what that is, man. We'll name it later. And who knows? Maybe the Obama super spreader event was passing out ivermectin as party favors. I don't know. But what I do know is I am tired of the elites operating by this creed of do as I say, not as I do. And if you try to do as I do, we'll throw both of you in jail. We'll stop you from going to work. Obama can gather at these parties. By the way, they didn't even say. We don't even know if they were vaccinated. So there's that. There was nobody who decided to ask. But you can't go back to class. You can't go back to work without people literally trying to register you, bruh. Register you. I feel like I've seen how this movie plays out. I'm sick and tired of the hypocrisy. What people have to understand is that if anything is put out on CNN, MSNBC, or even Fox News for that matter, because like Rand Paul is even mad inconsistent. I don't know if y'all been listening. He's been trying to be it's funny because he's kind of the controlled opposition, which is kind of, I usually don't say that about Rand Paul when it comes to most things against the Democrats, but he's acting as controlled opposition at the moment. But every time they put something in front of you that they want to make sure you hear, right? Over and over and over again. It's because they're hiding something. It's basically a form of gaslighting. They got Fauci to go on here on Sunday knowing Obama was partying his little ass off. They got Fauci to go on there and say, hey, y'all look at this motorcycle super spreader party over here, though. Are you kidding me, bro? Are you kidding me? Right now? Like, this is when y'all want me to look at this very moment. So don't go look at the Obama super spreader party at the moment. Actually, instead, just go watch this motorcycle club out, just hanging out outside. So it's almost like they don't want you to see the hypocrisy. And if there is such blatant and rampant, because they're telling you need to fear for your life. Don't walk outside without 50 masks on your face. But Obama don't seem to be that scared. That's because I'm sure Obama is fully aware of all the available solutions. All of them. There's lying and then there's lying by omission. What Fauci did was lie by omission. What Obama did even is lying by omission by trying to coax his former constituents into following rules that he had no intention to follow. In my opinion, that is lying by omission. That means you don't actually believe in the severity that is commanding these rules to be followed. You pretend like everybody should be scared, but you don't seem to be scared at all. The reason there's no trust in the system is because there's no consistency within the system, because there clearly seem to be two set of rules that are being followed. Andrew Cuomo was forced to resign, or he wasn't quote unquote forced to resign today, but he did. He resigned today. Andrew Cuomo will not face criminal charges or be prosecuted for them. I'm sorry. I can't bring myself to believe that, because we're operating from a frame of two different sets of rules. I know that it's supposed to be separate from politics, right? But Cuomo is political royalty in New York. He pissed off the wrong person, and therefore he's paying the price for it. That's what's happening. I think everybody's kind of aware of that. Want to know how I know that's what's happening? Because if Andrew Cuomo is forced to resign and everybody's calling for that, finally, took him long enough, why isn't Joe Biden being forced to resign? Because, hell, I think he has about the same amount of credible accusations against him. They told Mike Bloomberg he needs to step down because of all that nonsense with the NDAs. You know, he was assaulting women and insulting them, and just being a overall douche. They said he shouldn't be able to be president because of that. But Biden gets to play by a different set of rules, because unfortunately politics will be considered in either of their accountability or lack thereof. However, with you or I, there is no politics in whether or not we're held accountable. There's no politics in whether or not we'll be arrested. There's no politics in whether or not you'll be able to keep your job. There's no politics of whether or not you'll be able to go back to school, have your kids go back to school. There is no politics of whether or not you'll have the autonomy of your own body. It's just you must succumb to the system and take what you can get. So if we're operating with two different sets of rules, one must ask why. Right? I feel like we're definitely operating with two different sets of data and information, right? We have to admit that at this point, because we literally just witnessed Trump tell everybody, "Hey man, hydroxychloroquine and zinc is working." I don't know why they're telling you not. Like, bro, all the presidents we all taking that shit, bro. Everybody's taking it. Everybody, all of us. And they were like, "He's a liar. He's crazy. He's trying to kill y'all." And then CNN prints a retract. Yo, real quick, I know we said he's a liar, but our bad. Turns out he actually wasn't. Our mistake. Our bad. Somebody probably passed away or got severely sick because you were told hydroxychloroquine and zinc doesn't work. But our bad. So we're even getting two different. I mean, hell, Fauci briefed the world leaders according to his emails that he did believe, because of the data presented, that COVID was man-made and that it did come from a lab. And so whenever Trump says it, all of a sudden it was nope. He's a liar. That's not true. And then later, we did find out that he briefed all of the world leaders, including Trump, that what Trump said actually might be true. So we're even getting two different sets of data points. You're being told every day that people aren't dying. VAERS, the vaccine adverse. It's like basically it's the reporting system for adverse reactions to any vaccine, not just the COVID vaccine. There's 12,300 now people who passed away directly related to the vaccine, and nobody's talking about that, because if you talk about it, then if you make a whole video dedicated to that and that alone on YouTube, you're gonna be banned. It's like, but what people don't know is theirs is literally the CDC's system. It is their system. It is the CDC's and the FDA's system. Those are their numbers, bro. Those are their numbers. And you can't quote the CDC's own numbers. But Barack Obama can hold a party for 3 days after telling you to follow the CDC's rules. That's not a little weird to y'all? That's not a little weird to y'all? That's a little weird to me. It's a little weird. I'm not in the business of just taking our government specifically at their word. I'm damn sure not in the position. Why would I take The media is. I'm definitely not taking the media. I worked for Bernie's campaign in 2016 and Tulsi's campaign in 2020. I damn sure ain't about to listen to anything the mainstream media got to tell me about how to save my life. Y'all don't care. Y'all don't care about us. Y'all spent a whole 5 years smearing single payer, bro. And now y'all want to tell me y'all care about my health? Bro, stop, chill. If I don't need y'all to care, but care less, please. I seen what it looks like when y'all care about my health. Care less, please. This is wild, bro. People are going homeless right now. 28 million people are about to go homeless. 3 times the Great Recession of 2008. We never recovered from the Great Recession of 2008. In case you needed more proof, once again, 3 times the amount of people. Your wages have gotten, relatively lower, right? Yeah, I know, like, oh, y'all, like, Obama raised the minimum wage, what, in like 2009, 2010? And what's the minimum wage now? Basically the same. And now people aren't talking about, everybody says that everybody's going back to work, right? What nobody's talking about is the fact that a lot of people are going back to work, and they're going back to work half the hours. They're going back to jobs that are paying less wages. So they will never be able to catch up. But hey, at least Joe Biden and your Congress found some money to give over to Israel. Crazy. Because when we were looking for our $2,000 checks, Obama didn't call up Joe Biden. They had no problem. Because they literally passed legislation to kill the COVID unemployment that everybody already didn't qualify for necessarily. Hey, but Cori Bush hitting y'all up asking for donations because she got a targeted moratorium extended. It was all theater, bro. And I know she wasn't the only one. All the Democrats who told us they were going to hold Democrats accountable are literally playing the game. I saw Susan Sarandon tweet it out because Joe Biden is now defending Donald Trump's immigration policies in courts. It's almost like, I wish somebody would have told y'all about this. I wish somebody would have been like, yo, man, it's kind of crazy, but hear me out. Maybe Biden's actually probably worse than Trump, considering he's the architect of the worst parts of all of Trump's policies. Like, if anything, Trump just built on things that Obama or that Biden and his crew have already created. But everybody's like, oh my God, that means you're a Trump supporter. Oh God. Oh God. I was like, nah, man, I just kind of like know how to read books and shit. I just looked at the news. I looked at videos more than 4 years ago. What? They're like, but Trump is racist. I'm like, well, yeah, but maybe the guy who literally said he didn't want his daughters going to school in a racial jungle is probably just as, if not more racist, probably. Like, especially when you're arguing that on the Senate floor. You're like, no, but Trump is meaner. Oh, that's weird. Cause I feel like those other little girls that Biden be touching probably feel like he's mean too. It's all theater. Like, it's just all theater. And if we're not careful, people are gonna keep letting themselves be lied to. And we're basically already devolving into a fascist state. I mean, we kind of already are. Y'all didn't want to believe me when I say he's a civility fascist. What did I tell y'all about civility fascism? So the neo-fascism, the fascism you're allowed to criticize. The civility fascism is the kind you'll be thrown in jail, silenced, or censored for. And what are we seeing right now? This is where we're at. This is where we're at. Speaking of which, September 11th is a fuck censorship protest in DC. Also, in the Damn Wars protest. I hope y'all out there. because I'm not quite sure how much time we got left, y'all. They're damn near gloating about how much control we don't have. That's what I feel like. I don't know if y'all feel like that, but that's definitely what I feel like. They're gloating about it at this point. We have to stop letting these people treat us like we're idiots. We have to. I'm honestly kind of surprised there wasn't a massive protest outside of Obama's house. I'm surprised there weren't a bunch of tweets from all the neoliberals that are literally shaming people for not wearing masks. Why were you not shaming Obama? Oh, did y'all not want to go up to his house and get COVID? Is that why? Y'all telling me y'all, even though they vaccinated, y'all a little bit worried about that? Damn, that's crazy. We gotta stop letting the elites just get away with everything all the time. Get away with lies, get away with hypocrisy. They get away with partying. You know what? Hey, Obama, I'll one up you, boy. I've been partying every weekend for the last 3 months. And what? And I ain't tell nobody to follow no guidelines from the CDC who keep getting shit wrong. That's how you party correctly. And we party outside because it's Miami, so. Who we got? I gotta try to do some shouts real quick before I get up out of here. Our Rockfin crew, we got Andrea, Mooney, Zoxo. Cannot spell that. Or can I say that out loud? Tom, Will M, Sully. And who we got over on YouTube? Arif, Beyond Narratives, Robert Jordan, David, D. Hilster. What's going on? Michael Goddard. What's going on? What's going on? Endafed. Was that in the Fed? Huh. Look the way you did that. Robert Jordan, President Jafar, Bridget, Profician, Curtis, Black Cherubim, Chatty, what's going on? What's going on? Snapshots, Eric O. These bitches wearing Nikes. Are you still wearing Nikes? Oh yeah, I guess you're right. Air Force One game is officially come back into full effect. Oh yeah, that is true. They said something about that. Yeah, placebo does count as a vaccine. Ali, what's going on? She said he's just so slick with his lies. I know. Man, you know what though? Let's be real. Obama does not even have to be slick anymore. He's not even being slick with his lies. He's just kind of, y'all gonna believe me anyway. All right. Let me see if there's anything else before I get up out of here. Looks like that's it, man. I'm just tripping, yo, because I'm like, bro, literally, Obama's words. Can I say it one more time? Obama's words. Protect yourself and your community from coronavirus with common sense precautions. Wash your hands, stay at home when sick, and listen to the Center for Disease and Control Prevention and local health authorities. He tweeted out. And then the CDC literally came out with guidelines not even 2 weeks before his party. And he goes, and they said that fully vaccinated individuals should go back to wearing masks in indoor public spaces, social distancing. Those CDC, I don't like the CDC. I don't care about CDC. CDC, I don't trust them at all. They've been habitually wrong. Okay, but Obama does. he wants you to follow them. And policies have been crafted that affect your livelihood based off of the CDC's guidelines. Okay? Which prevent you from doing what you would like to do without, giving up the autonomy of your body, but allow Obama to just exercise pure hypocrisy, and he don't care. He don't care about those guidelines. He like, listen to him. No, I said y'all. You listen to them because I need y'all to listen to them to justify this money we're about to give to Big Pharma. Duh. I'm not listening to them because Big Pharma paying me off. I need y'all to pay them so they can pay me, so I can throw this nice ass through their birthday bash. Bro, it's so bad. This whole thing is so bad. All right, y'all. Like this video, share this video, leave a comment below. Don't forget to subscribe as well, of course. But always remember, more than anything else, find your balance. Peace.